geez, it's all right.
I mean, it's nice that it's
That's-
windy because
It's nice to have a breeze.
yes, it is.
Okay. So, let's see where we lay it off. So, is there any, so again, to kind of just, we talked that there's no alcohol or substance abuse in your family. Any problems with gambling or?
No, because it's kind of funny. My father was a gambler. I think he started his own business to a degree. The family history back then, they were farmers. They owned horses. They owned racehorses. My uncle George lived to 104, and he owned racehorses. He was one of the first people I worked for. Uh, and my father, my mother said, would go to the track and gamble and everything until he started educating us boys. Then he stopped gambling and put all his money towards educating us. He made a conscious decision that it was more important for his boys to be educated than it was for him to go enjoy himself at the track or go to High Lie or whatever. But
Okay.
that's just the way he was. He was that kind of a guy.
So,
His priorities were always, I thought, good for the family.
okay.
Family first was, he never said that, but that's the kind of person he was.
Okay.
He gave away everything he had. If you wanted anything you wanted, I would never do it. Always stood on my own 2 feet. But if I asked him for anything, he'd give it to you. He was that kind of a person.
Okay.
Very generous.
And so, you said presently you're living at home with, so your house, you had the
Right.
house for a long time.
Right.
And your daughter.
Lives there. Yeah.
And so, can you just, is the house, adequate for all of you to live there?
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, I raised 6 kids on that house.
Okay.
It's just a raised ranch, but at one time it had 5 bedrooms, and the downstairs garage was turned into a bedroom and a kitchen, and I turned it back into a garage.
Yeah.
But I set it up for like each one of the kids had their own room. You know.
Okay.
Of course, my oldest 2 moved out, and so with the 4 daughters, they each had their own bedroom, which I thought was important for them. And so I mean, and now it's just a raised ranch, so now it's still adequate. It's really a terrific house as far as that goes, and it's very economical to carry,
Okay.
which helps me too. I mean, I'm always helping my kids. One of my
Okay.
daughters, I'm paying off a student loan.
Okay.
And whatever they need. I mean, if they get into trouble financially, I bought one of my daughters a car. I loaned her the money, and then she made 2 payments. And, forget about it. That's my gift to you. And my oldest daughter, of the 4, for my second marriage, my oldest one there, Jessica, she's a physical therapist assistant. When she was on her own, she lost her job, and I made the payments on her condo until she got another job and she could start her, paying it
Yeah.
again, which she did. I mean, it's not that they were on drugs or anything. It's just they just come into a bad scene. Same thing with Geraldine. Her and her husband went through a bad time, and she needed She said she needed $1,000. I said, okay, come over, and I gave her a check for $1,500. I said, don't have to pay me back. I never asked my kids if they need help to pay me back, because that's how I was raised. My father was like that. Not saying that I ever went to my father and asked him for any money, because I always worked. I always put a lot of time in. I always had my own money. I always did whatever it took to pay the bills. But I knew if I was down and out, I could always go to him. He was that kind of a guy, that I could get help from him.
Okay. So have you always worked for yourself doing construction?
My father and my uncle had their own business, and I worked for them for 2 years when I was 18 and 19. Yeah. And then I went to work for a sewer contractor when I was 20 and 21. And I was going to go, back then it was Vietnam. And I was going to go to Vietnam, but my sister needed a kidney. Back then they gave her like 6 months to live. But I had to wait till I was going to college in Boston. So when I got to finished with the deferment in college, I went and took the physical, and I was borderline high blood pressure, and I knew I had to give my sister a kidney, so they asked me, "Do you want to go in?" And I said, "Well, I go in, but I got to give my sister a kidney, so I'm not gonna go." So within that next year, when I was 21, I gave her a kidney at Peter Ben Brigham, and that was the end of that. And she's still alive today, so it was a good choice in my book.
Okay. So you never went in. You never enlisted in any of the armed services or anything.
No.
Okay. And then how would you describe your overall financial situation? You said you like to work, but do you need to work or?
Yeah, I guess I'm risking all my money all the time.
Okay.
I'm risking every penny I have on the projects we're doing, and that's me. I can't not do that. I feel as though that I'd be bored.
Okay.
I'd be bored. I don't like going on vacation because after 2 days, I'm bored.
Okay.
I don't like
But
it.
you said you don't gamble or anything, so you just
I
gamble
can.
in
I've
it.
gone to Foxwoods, but I think it's a fool's play.
But you're not like.
No,
you,
I'm not.
okay.
I'm not a big. I gamble on
On houses.
houses and land, which is actually, it's like you go to the gamble. I'll bring $100. I win. I win. I lose. I lose. But when I gamble on the houses, I gamble hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I'm going to tell you, you can lose. It does
Okay.
happen. But it hasn't really happened to us. We've had some tricky situations. But when you buy land, you buy and you build houses, there's so many things that can go wrong that you can lose everything you have. But it's an educated type of thing. I mean, the more we do, the more we know, the better we're prepared for it. But there's always the unknown.
Okay. And so, so are you collecting Social Security at the same time that you're
Mhm.
working? Okay.
I am, yes.
Okay.
Because when I build a house, instead of financing the house with a bank, we're building, we use our own money, or we have investors. So right now, we're building a $900,000 house it's going to be. So it's taking a tremendous amount of money to build it. So I'll be working excavation, and any money I get from the excavation will go into the house. And I won't take any money unless I have to pay my bills. But I'm a saver. So I live off my bank account until we sell the house,
Okay.
or I do an excavation job, and I get some of that money, but most of it goes into the project we're doing at the time.
Okay. And how would you describe your sexual orientation? Are you heterosexual?
I'm heterosexual.
Okay.
I
And
do
are you
like
in a
women.
relationship at this time or?
Yeah, I guess I've been in one for quite a while.
Okay. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Not really.
Okay. All right.
It's like a I don't know what you call it. It's romance. It's friendship.
Okay.
It's a lot of things. But for whatever reason, it's working for me right now.
Okay. Okay.
Whether it's working for the other person, that's something you'd have to ask that person.
Okay. Well, you're the one that's here now. Okay. And you've never had any legal problems or?
The only basic legal problem I've ever had is with my ex-wife.
Okay.
I had some serious legal problems, and it's all due to her craziness. But I beat her every time because I was in the right.
So when you mean you didn't, when you say you beat her every time?
Well,
okay.
going to court, I won every
Okay.
time.
So not physically?
No, I'm
Okay.
not an abusive person at all.
Okay.
Not as
So,
far as
so
that
those
goes.
are, when you're saying legal problems, the issues that you had were around
Right. there's
just
a lot
having to
of-
go to court
right.
for things, not.
Which I'm not a big type of person that wants to go to court, sue people, whatever. In
Okay.
fact,
So have
I
you ever
try-
been arrested or
Never.
spent any time in jail? Okay.
Never.
That's, okay.
Never been arrested, never. Which is-
Okay.
I've been pretty lucky because when I went through my divorce, that could have happened.
Okay.
But with no,
When you
nothing
say
that
it
I
could have
did, what I was lied about that I did. It could have
Okay.
happened, but it never did.
Okay. Okay. And you said you went to college